Hello, welcome to How to Play D&D, the explainer podcast where one experienced dungeon master and one failed scriptwriter discuss D&D topics. Thank you. My name is Kinsey and my ridiculously inadequate pod partner is Lewis McCaffery. Hello, Lewis.
Hello, Connor. How are you?
I'm good after that malfunction a minute ago.
I didn't expect you to... I think that's the first time you've pointed me out as the experienced dungeon master.
Yes.
Usually we just let people guess.
Well, we're on season 3.
We're on season
3, episode 1.
Did you think we'd get here?
No.
I didn't think we'd get to episode 2 of
we
season
might not
1.
even get to at the end of this episode, to be honest.
Nope.
Who knows? So new season, new us.
New us, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I've shaved. I've got nothing new to
be
talk
fair,
about.
I've shaved since the last episode.
Ironically, we literally just do these every week, so there might be a new season, but the episodes continue.
To be fair, I don't know why it does feel different. I don't know if that's just me. It feels
fresh.
Yeah.
We've actually cleaned.
We have cleaned. Honestly.
And as you notice, our wall is clean.
Yeah.
Look, it's still...
the wall isn't actually stripes.
It's real. No, these are just stains.
Yeah,
shit
exactly.
stains.
They're tears from players that we have over.
Tears. Right, this season's a bit different because for the first 14 episodes of the 20, we are going to be going through classes. 5e builds, 5e classes, and probably on our Patreon we'll probably go through some deep dive into the new players handbook classes down the line or something.
Which I still haven't read. I'm looking forward to it.
We've got this.
Yeah, we've pre-ordered it now.
One of us, between the two of us, one of us hopefully will have some kind of sense and knowledge to pass on.
And surprisingly, it won't be the experienced dungeon master.
It will not.
No.
It will be... No, yeah, it will. Otherwise, we're fucked.
Basically. Okay,
yeah,
all right,
it can't be me. I'm not taking that pressure.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, okay. So, without further ado, can you guess what class we are going with first?
Well, normally I'd say bard or what's it called? Artificer going alphabetically. But now I know that you're a madman. So
No, I've gone alphabetically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then.
We're going with fighter. Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is on fighters, known as the best class to play if you're new to D&D. Would you agree? Yeah. The fighter is loved by most, except those that like to throw fireballs. Lewis.
That's me.
That is you. It's not me. I've made... I'm continuing. I started to finish. Lewis, I've mistakenly taken several photos of my naked body and placed physical copies around the islands of Japan. What am I doing? Except having a fucking mental breakdown.
What's worse about that is you're going to Japan soon, so now I'm worried that that's your plan.
They checked my luggage for batteries. They didn't check my luggage for photos. The fools. The fools.
Oh, well, what you're doing, other than a mental breakdown, I'd say... I don't even know. You thrown me off.
How am I getting out of this?
You're not getting out of it. I mean, it makes more sense. Obviously, I know Japan's more traditional, so you can't go around, in a man thong, unfortunately, like we do every day.
No, it will be frowned upon, but I will do what I enjoy.
Well, fair enough. At least this way, it won't be frowned upon directly to your face.
I will not stop family traditions of walking around on family holidays in a man thong. I refuse. Now, Lewis.
I see what you mean about maybe we won't get to the end of this episode now.
Lewis, can you summarise the type of class a fighter is?
Yes, so a fighter in D&D is a martial or warrior kind of archetype. It's one that doesn't have access to any spells unless you go for a certain subclass or multiclass, and they are... The way I summarise a fighter is your... Two new players is your typical knight in shining armour. You can see it in any movie, TV show you watch. If you see someone going around hitting things with a sword, wearing armour, and generally being pretty cool, that's your fighter.
Not us then.
No.
Not us.
No.
No, I don't think they've got a class for. I can't even say the word. I'm gonna bleep it right now. I'll say it and then we'll just bleep it.
I thought you were gonna say like orphan or something.
No. Obviously, we are sticking to just straight classes, the builds as they are, no dipping into other classes for this.
No, nothing like multi-class, subclass, anything like that.
So quite an easy one then. What die does a player roll when leveling their fighter? I thought it's quite important because I still have to check when I'm playing new classes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good thing to mention because obviously with each class being slightly different, a fighter is a D10, so every time you level up, you'll get 1d10 plus your Constitution modifier of hit points back, and it's actually the second best.
Okay, all right. What is the first? Or should we wait till the?
We'll wait. I'll give you a hint. It's not a wizard.
Okay,
or is it?
And it's not a fighter.
It's not a fighter.
That's 2 out of 14. Yeah. Okay, what are the main stats a player should focus on when creating a fighter? Now, I will say, as it's the first episode of this season, everything is up to you how you want to build.
Yeah.
If you want to go crazy low, like stats specifically for combat when you're a fighter, that's up to you. If it means that you'll get more out of the play, then go for it. But with this, we're trying to give you a standard kind of foundation to start with.
Yeah, it's just the groundwork's kind of the easy how to create a insert class here guide.
Yeah, exactly.
So stat-wise for a fighter, your best two are either, and I'd say either, I wouldn't go both of these as your main two in one build, is strength or dexterity, because depending on the weapon you're picking, that is going to be how you hit and how hard you hit.
And is strength how hard you hit, and dexterity is kind of the finesse.
Exactly.
More like a what's it called, like a fencing sword.
It's like a rapier or something like that. So the strength, how hard you hit, and dexterity kind of how well you can like direct your hits. That's how I think of it. Yeah. So you would want to go with one of those because that'll be like your main tool or bread and butter as a fighter. And the second one, if you are going to play it as a classic fighter, it's probably Constitution, just so you can be a bit more beefy, a bit tanky, and take more hits. Yeah,
nice. Okay. Okay, what makes the fighter such a great class to play? This is more of a biased one now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll summarise it briefly, and then I'll ask you that, because I know you prefer fighters to me.
I like fighters.
Yeah, so I think fighters, one of the best things that appeals to them to me is how simple they can be. So if you're not looking to, go too detailed in your character and what they can do, you just want to go in, have a good time, do some roleplay, and be generally successful in combat, then a fighter is one of the best ones, because it's simple, they hit hard, and you're not going to die within the first 30 seconds of combat, or you shouldn't do.
Nice.
Well, what would you say makes filing so appealing?
What makes filing so appealing? I think it's the alphabetical categorizing, possibly by weight sometimes, or density.
Numerical.
For me, the easiest class to get into when learning D&D is most of it's common sense, and it has a mad amount. It has a mad amount of kind of options, from feats to maneuvers and kind of superiority options, and we'll get into that in a more complicated version of this class episode. But it's got lots to do for something that's so simple, which I think is really good. It kind of engages people quickly. Okay, could you name 3 feats you'd personally take when building a fighter?
Yes, so one of the best ones, and this not only for fighter but for any kind of martial class, would be the Great Weapon Master, just because that it can increase your damage. It does do the -5 to your attack roll, to your ability to hit, but you get +10 damage, which, especially early game, is insane. I'm pretty sure goblins have 11 hit points, so if you hit with Great Weapon Master, they're dead. You've killed them, You also can attack as a bonus action as long as you score a critical hit or down an enemy in that turn, which, fantastic. An extra hit in combat can often be the difference between life and death. So, that's one.
Yeah.
Second being Polearm Master. So, when you have Polearm Master, you can attack as a bonus action if you're using a certain weapon, like a glaive, a halberd, those kind of things.
The glaive is my favourite.
Yep. So you can basically imagine it as you're swinging down with a glaive, and then as a bonus action, you can kind of like swing the butt end of it. The hilt? Pommel? I don't know. The hilt of it, and do an extra d4 of damage, and just a cheeky little bonk on the head. And
it all adds up.
It does all add up. Yeah. Especially against goblins.
Maths is good sometimes.
Maths is good all the time.
Just said that.
I can't believe you have actually. No. Maths is great. I don't know why you don't like it. Anyway,
Horrible.
that says a lot about us as people. You also can attack as a reaction, not only when people leave your space, but when they enter your reach, which is fantastic, especially if you're playing a kind of frontline facing fighter and you want to be the one that takes all the hits. You can just stand there in front of a party of wizards and attack people as they get close enough.
It really is the Swiss Army knife feat for this class.
Oh, definitely. And there is the Sentinel feat, which I'm pretty sure you know more about this than I do.
Not off the
No,
bat. You just threw it at me.
That is what we do here.
I mean, I usually, and I'm sure everyone else will be doing this who listens to this, I am reading stuff as I go 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm never just memorising what's going on. There's like 20 things for a character to remember.
I tried to memorise it, but this one, it's not in my mind.
Very
I mean,
good.
it is now that I've just read it while you were saying all that, so it's great.
I did print some. I did actually write out some notes for this.
So the main thing with the Sentinel is, let's say if you're again doing the front-facing fighter and they leave your space and you hit them with an attack of opportunity, it knocks their speed to 0, meaning they cannot get away. And that, as a fighter, is probably one of the most useful things you can do, I think.
Definitely, yeah. All right then. So this is the last question. It's not actually on there, written down.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best class you've made as a fighter? Or what was the best time being a fighter that you had? Best moment?
I'll be honest, I haven't really played a fighter that often. So I don't know if I think I've only played a fighter in one
magic user.
Yeah, I'm a caster.
He's a math magician. He's a math magician.
What can I say?
Yeah.
So I've not really got any cool moments to hand or to mind, but I mean, fighters you can have loads of cool moments. It just depends on the situation. What about you? Because I know you're thinking of one.
All of them.
Okay. Biased.
I like being an old man with dementia. We've actually had people message us on Instagram and ask more about him. Old man with dementia, Polearm Master, Sentinel.
Classic Pigeon Knight.
Pigeon Knight, he's the boy. And has no idea who he's attacking or when or why. And he likes seed.
He does like seed, yeah. So if any of you have got seed and want to help us out...
He would genuinely swap gold for seed. Just to live.
100%.
Yeah, well, everything that guy does.
Yeah. Any specific moments, though, that he has done? Apart from the time where we improvised a session just here for no reason and you fell like 1,000 miles into the Underdark.
But he didn't know he died.
Well, that's the thing.
Too dumb.
He hit the ground, I think I worked out, you took like 38,000 damage, but he's too dumb to realise he was dead, so he got up and carried on.
I think using someone who spawned like a cloud... I can't remember what they were casting, and I stood on that cloud and then went over a massive gap.
I remember that.
Jumped down to the enemy with from above, got like a nat 20 or something.
Yeah, it was. I DM'd that
and impaled the enemy before we had to actually greet him. But it turns out he was actually just a regular guy.
He was a regular like archaeologist that all he was doing was running away from you and trying to uncover this prophecy, and you were just like, oh well, now you die.
So what Pigeon,
It's what Pigeon Knight does.
What Pigeon would have wanted.
What Pigeon would have wanted.
What pigeons would have wanted.
Horrible.
Okay, well.
Before you say the next bit, I have a question for you.
I hate this when you do this.
Why?
Because it's like, you know. Right,
I know how annoying I am.
Cool.
No, this is a nice one. If you can think of like pop culture, I'll say like movies and TV shows, character-wise, would you that could be fighters in D&D? Can you think of any?
Samurai Jack.
Okay.
That
was very quick. You've been thinking about
Samurai Jack, Berserk.
Berserk, yeah, definitely. Then again, I might say Berserk might be a barbarian.
I guess he will. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, there's definitely people in Berserk who are more barbarian-y than him. What else is there? I mean, there are so many. But then where it's not classed, I suppose they can be many classes in D&D.
Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean, yes, the ultimate fighter.
Yeah.
Of course, for fuck's sake. Right, and on that note, today's adventure is sadly coming to a close. We're back again next week with the topic: do spiders have an irrational fear of two-legged creatures running in their house? And are we doing enough to support their mental health? And as always, thank you for tuning in. And if you like joining on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at How to Play D&D. Check out the link in our bio to join our Discord server. And for BTS of sessions, bloopers, blogs, early access of episodes, and even live Q&As, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/howtoplaydd. how to play D&D. This is getting longer every season.
I really thought you were going to say for BDSM.
The BDSM and Mr. Bean quotes. I've been Connor Kinsey.
I've been Lewis McCaffery.
Good day.
Goodbye.